What's up, boys? So, the other day, I was recently thinking about ghost farming, right? Because my golden dragon is kind of low level. I want to get it to level 200 so I can actually start using it for damage and actually use it for Blaze Slayer and all that good stuff. And I was thinking about the best way to level it up. Well, I didn't want to do F6 runs, so I thought ghost farming would be the next best thing. But then here's the thing. So I started ghost farming initially with a one-for-all giant sword, where if I can pull it out right here, it's just one for all, double perfect jasper, hot potato booked, huminged, withered, 5-starred. And one tapped them pretty easily. If we go down there right now, we go down to the ghosts. We would go and we deal 1.3 mil, so that's obviously a lot of damage. You could run around and neck run and do this. But I was thinking, you know how the Crimson Armor has the ability Dominus, which basically it's a double tap ability. To simplify it down, if you hit something, it'll hit it again and it'll double tap. Basically is how it works. So for every hit you deal, it'll double tap and you have to get a kill to extend that ability, blah 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 blah. So then I was like, okay, that means that I can use a Daedalus Axe. So I was down here. Now I have a one for all Daedalus Axe on my age. I'm not gonna pull it out, but I was down here, one tapping with my one for all Daedalus Axe. I'm doing like 650k. At the time, I was dealing 500k. But then it got even crazier, and I was like, you know, I think there's a really easy way to increase my drops per hour. So with the Daedalus Axe, the reason why Daedalus Axe is so good when you're trying to level a golden dragon is it copies your pet stats. So not only does it copy the strength of the golden dragon, but it also copies the magic find. So that's another 22 magic find I'm getting just from using a Daedalus Axe. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. I can farm with the Daedalus Axe, I can increase my rates. I was only making around, with Sorrow selling about 500k, I was only making around 8 mil an hour. So it's not great. So I'm like, okay, I don't really want to do that. But then I was like, you know, if I tier 7 my Daedalus Axe, I'll be able to farm with looting 5 and it'll increase the drops even more. So I didn't finish maxing it out, but initially I put on the Daedalus Axe, I put First Strike 5, I put looting 5, I put scavenger 5 because it actually matters a lot. I had sharp 6 and I had critical 6. And I was dealing like 350k damage. It wasn't even close. I was so sad. I was like, oh no, can I really not? Did I really waste like 400 mil putting these enchants on this Daedalus Axe, building this Daedalus Axe, just for me to not be able to do it? But then I started diving into kind of the requirements. So I was dealing about 350. I think I was, maybe it was closer to 400k, somewhere between that range. And I was like, okay, what's the easiest way for me to increase my damage? If you guys didn't know, if you need to increase damage, I was using a Frozen Blaze helmet, swapped it out for Tarantula helmet that gave me an extra 100 crit damage. I also had to throw Ancient on it, so that increased my damage significantly. If you do have a Crimson Chestplate that's better than your Necron, you can swap that out as well, and that'll help. But my Crimson right now is 7-star Burning Legs, and then 10-star Hot Boots, because I don't have enough Kudra keys. But the set I was using the Vanquish set. If you guys didn't know, the Vanquish set is completely useless outside of the Nether. And so I was looking for pieces to replace them with, and I was looking, and the Molten set is actually extremely good for damage outside of the Nether. It gives plus 20 strength almost per piece. You throw strength on each piece, that's plus 25 strength. So that's already plus 75 strength. And then I also started using the Magma Lord Gauntlet, which is possibly the best gauntlet for melee damage there is, because it gives plus 10 strength, plus 15 with strengthen, and plus 30 crit damage. That's really, really good. Obviously, it's not worth it to recom it because you only get plus 1 more strength per like 6 mil you spend on a recom, so that's only plus 4 strength. I also didn't recom the helmet, but that increased my damage to around 420k, I believe. And then I started looking at other ways to increase my damage. Well, the Golden Dragon 4th perk, we're gonna look at that. Gain plus 0.1588% damage for every million coins in your bank. Obviously, this goes up the higher level you get it. At the time, I only had 450 million coins in my bank. So I spent some money and I upgraded my bank to the billion coin bank, and I threw another 540 something mil into my bank. So this is almost maxed. I don't want it to be maxed because I want to keep gaining interest, but that shot my damage way up. It actually is an insane damage boost. I can't believe how much it shot my damage up. And I was dealing about 480k or 400, yeah, I think somewhere around 480k. And so I decided to bite the bullet. I didn't have crit 7, I didn't have sharp 7. I didn't want to buy them because they were overpriced at the time and I thought they would drop, but I was like, man, I really want to start farming ghosts. So I bit the bullet, I bought them, and now we can farm ghosts with looting 5 Daedalus Axe. I also thought about swapping out Swarm with Soul Eater. I don't know how that would have done. I didn't have a Soul Eater Daedalus Axe and I wasn't sure who to ask for one. So if I still couldn't deal enough damage, I would have swapped this out for Soul Eater. But again, the thing that makes this setup so crazy is you can also have Chimera 5 on your Daedalus Axe, which again copies pet stats, which is another 22 magic find. So with a max G-Drag, with a Lucky Clover on it or a Minos Relic on it, that's like plus 33 magic find. And so it's plus 99 if you have a Daedalus Axe with Chimera 5. So this setup gets pretty crazy. Actually, depending on your bestiary, because obviously some people have crazy levels of bestiary in Ghosts. I'm only Ghost 9. I'll be Ghost 10 very soon. You can get over 300 magic find farming Ghosts. Now this calculation was done without taking out the Jerry plus 10% buff. I actually don't know if that applies to magic find. I'm almost positive it does. But plus 300 magic find farming ghosts. To put that in perspective, Deathstreaks was getting about 34 magic find when he did his 10 hours of ghost farming. Or no, not 34 magic find. He was getting about 208 to 210 magic find when he did his 10 hours of ghost grinding. And he was getting 34 sorrow an hour, which at 500k is 17 million coins an hour. So you can only assume, and that's just off of sorrow, that's not off of anything else. You can only assume that if you go from 200% or 200 magic find to 300 magic find, that would increase your money gain from 14 million to 21 million coins an hour. This is absolutely insane. The only reason I'm able to achieve this, if you watch and I hit it, is I deal 511k and then I deal 465k. This is because of the First Strike 5 going off. The only reason I'm able to achieve it is because of Fire Aspect, because Fire Aspect ticks almost instantly. And I actually couldn't buy Fire Aspect 3 for this axe. I was going to do that if my damage still wasn't enough. I couldn't do it because there were none on AH. So I could have farmed Blaze Slayer to try to drop one. Didn't really want to. Luckily, I can just run around, one tap them. The highest kill chain I've gotten so far doing just this. Now, obviously, I'm not actually grinding. I'm just kind of running around smacking him. But already we have a sorrow within the first 30 seconds of farming this thing. But yeah, this setup is absolutely insane. Over 300 magic find farming ghosts. That actually increases the rates of ghosts. I compared how many ghost kills Deathstreaks is getting an hour with using Soul Whip. He gets about, I think, 600 more kills an hour, but I'm pretty sure that's outclassed by the plus 100 magic find, and I don't think Soul Whip works with Crimson anymore. So you can decide whether or not this is better than Soul Whip grinding. I know it's not better than Mastiff grinding, but this is a pretty crazy setup that I believe makes over 40 million coins an hour if Sorrow sells for 600k per. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, join my Discord, and I will see you guys later. Peace.